anyways, let's do some attempts. I think for this one, I'm gonna try to do marathon suitable commentary. Again, we'll see how it goes. So anyways, 3, 2, 1, and go. So yeah, this is Peggle. The main gameplay is pretty straightforward. You shoot the ball and you hit a bunch of pegs, and we have to clear off the orange pegs to beat the level. And we're gonna do this 55 times. So with that explained, I think in the you'll see that the first few levels are going to be a lot of kind of improvisation based, since like the process behind this pachinko mechanic is just way too chaotic to like have some sort reasonable amount of control over. So we have to kind of do a lot of on-the-fly thinking, look at which kind of know from experience which shots tend to work, which shots kind of don't, and yeah. So interestingly, this game doesn't actually contain a lot of interesting glitches. There's probably 2 noteworthy glitches, and both of them are kind of the variety that save like a second each, but you can do them like so often that they kind of add up to a lot of time save. So the first one is what you're gonna see is called we call it dialogue skip. Essentially, it's gonna happen at the end of the level when we click the continue button. If we click with both mouse buttons, then the game actually counts that as starting the level twice. And what that means is there's an intro dialogue before every level, and since we then essentially immediately retry the level, we actually skip that dialogue box, which saves like a second every time, and you can do it 40 times in the run. So it does end up saving up quite a bit nicely. Another thing is basically if you hold right click, you can fast forward before while aiming for your shot, which you can use to like line up certain timings and such. And it turns out that if you still have fast forward held before when you're taking the shot, you actually get 2 extra frames of fast forward. And it turns out that this saves about 1/7 of a second for every shot. Which also saves quite a bit. So while I said that the mechanics of this game are very chaotic and require a lot of improvisation, they are still technically deterministic. So basically, if we can find a way to get the exact same cannon angle from the start of the level, then we're gonna get the same shot every time, given that we don't hit any moving elements of the level. The first case of it was actually on the last level that we happened, where we basically go all the way left and then tap the arrow keys a few times, which ends up moving the cannon by a fixed amount for every tap. So that way, if we know that a certain shot that we can set up that way is good, then we can make sure we get that shot every time. In the next level, we might be seeing a so-called pixel shot, where where we basically do a deterministic shot by just aiming at a specific pixel that we know is gonna be good. So it's gonna be yeah, first one's gonna come up now. We're gonna go here and hit this pixel right on this little glint here. And basically that's gonna open up this slide on the right, which this spec usually blocks. The way, the kind of visual elements that we have lined this up on can differ a lot, but in this case, since we're aiming at a peg specifically, it's something that's actually gonna be the same for many other kinds of shots. So we're gonna be able to use that a lot. And now, this next level is gonna be rather mean. It is, I would say, one of the first major obstacles in the run. Simply because you tend to get a lot of annoying bounces here that kind of get too much momentum. In this case, I got rather lucky. So I'm actually I almost thought I was done there really fast, but I forgot. Somehow didn't notice there was a peg right here. That's kind of dumb. Oh well. But anyway, still pretty fast 2-3. So this is a combination of setup shots. We can pick up a really good slide right here. Yeah, it's kind of funny. This game never really does what you expect it to do. A lot of the times, some levels are quite notorious, but a lot of the times they have a weird... those levels have kind of funny moments where they end up being clutch, and sometimes really easy levels tend to completely destroy you. You get like 3 extra bricks with that slide normally, I think. So it's like not the worst variant. So yeah, for beginners, this level is incredibly difficult. In particular because Jimmy's multi-ball tends to not play nice in this level. Which I haven't explained at all. I should do that like in level 3 or something. Alright, that came in really clutch. Yeah, so there's a funny mechanic where basically if you're playing from a neo file, sometimes the greens are actually predetermined to be in a certain position. It just so happens that in 2.5, there's one green that's guaranteed to be in a completely worthless position for Jimmy. So anyways, now we've reached the cat tut section, which is an excellent meme due to how annoying the cat tut's power is. So yeah, you get this this pyramid. And if it looks like it's gonna be really annoying if you want to go fast, then you'd be right. It is really incredibly annoying when you try to go fast. So anyhow, this is one of the hardest pixel shots in the game that we go for. Nice, I got it first try. Oh god, such run. Alright, so another funny pixel shot here. This looks like something that's really hard to find, and it turns out you'd be right. I literally found this one by accident in one of my runs. So that's a funny way. There's a lot of interesting ways in how this run came to be. The really hard one in the last level actually came about because there was someone in the community called Smiling Marks who literally brute forced every possible pixel for the first shot, and then just ended up finding that one. And it took quite a while for us to sort of find reliable ways to sort of aim for that. But eventually we did manage it. There's another incredibly wicked one for 3-3, the level that came before this one, which we're still not going for because that one's actually incredibly hard to aim for. But who knows? It has been the way a lot of sort of the progression in strategy has been going in this game. Someone proposes an insanely wicked strategy, and then everyone's gonna look at it and be like, "That's gonna be really hard to do for once," and then eventually someone finds a reasonably enough setup for it. So yeah, really annoying level, unfortunately, this one. Nice, got this one first try. That's not that easy. So yeah, it's one that's a pixel shot that's kind of I guess I want to say kind of floaty to aim for. So yeah, this is another really weird one. It's iceberg shot. I can get this every time, but a lot of the other runners find this one. For a lot of the other runners, this one's actually notoriously hard to get in runs. I believe this was that's also I believe one of the oldest yeah, I know, right? I find it pretty easy as well, compared to like 3-5 or something like that. But yeah, I think Panaha decided to basically develop a different aim for it. Just because he found Iceberg too hard to go for. That's the wrong aim. So, since Splork's power basically makes an explosion at the position of the green, it ends up being very one of the more situational masters to use. How are the runs? It's going pretty alright so far. I'm trying to do a bit more commentary this time. See how that's gonna go. So far it's been going pretty alright. So yeah, what I was trying to say is since Splork's power is so situational, a lot of the time it's often a good idea to just have a look at the layout and then just re-roll for a new layout if you think it's gonna be bad. See, this time it's gonna be good first time. This green is guaranteed to be here, but you want the other green to be nice in the middle of this big closed cluster. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I'm already kind of convinced that I should have a co-commentator for whatever marathon I'm gonna submit this to. But yeah, another sort of general strategy what we're doing is we're trying to manipulate to get big scores. Because there, as you can see, if you score 25,000 points in a run, in a shot, you get a free ball. And since on average I find you need about 11 shots per level, so you do tend to need to get a free ball somewhere. So yeah, this just happens to be a level where you really want to make sure you get good greens. Both because it's just hard and the effect of the greens is just vastly dependent on like its positioning. So I think unfortunately the kind of combinations that I have been going for. Okay, that one worked great. It is a bit slow, but it did get me out of a pickle. So that's nice. Okay, so I didn't get that first shot very well. You kind of want to time it so that it doesn't like bounce out like that. But since I got a pretty favorable blast there, I am gonna take this. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if there have been any like notable like submissions to marathons, but I'm surprised that we haven't had like a notable big run yet. I'm noticing that for the commentary, it's not gonna be that great if I'm gonna have like auto splitter didn't work for some reason. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with the auto splitter recently. It has been not detecting splits for in some cases. I know that Knights is a bit more prone to that happening. But like, unfortunately, you can't. Yeah, like, actually, you make a good point there, Jules. I think at this point in the commentary, we should just delve into Peggle lore. Because that would certainly be funny. Yeah, we gotta make sure that we push the Peggle lore spam as much as possible in the chat. Okay, this level's giving me a bit trouble. I think, Hey, that was wicked. Nice. So yeah, this is kind of funny. I guess I should talk about some interesting things in the strats, essentially. Hey, Will, nice. Thanks for stopping by. Run's been going all right. Basically, I think we used to do the first shot in this level. We used to do that with the bucket going the other way around, but like I found out a while ago that if you do it from the left side, so with it going +4, you it's actually guaranteed to go in even with the even if you get flippers. What am I doing? I need to have some kind of prepared plan for getting into for getting like the rings good after I open them up, because I kind of I tend to wing it now with how I how I end up like approaching that shot. So here's one of the most wicked strats in the game. Let's hope I get the timing right here, because this shot actually ends up being a bit timing dependent. You have a 3-frame window to hit this. That's epic. So a part that's kind of important in going fast, even though I'm kind of bad at it, is getting the ending shots right. Since you you have to wait for the ball to enter one of those 5 buckets to end the level. And so you want to make sure that you can set up the final shot so it goes directly in. Otherwise, you can lose like 5 seconds every time you get it bad. Which, compared to many other runners, I think that's the part where I lose the most time on. Nieuw Pnalhastraat. I like this strat a lot for leaving a lot in like the top left section, which can give you some scoring opportunity later on, or like now with the spooky ball. Something that I've paid a bit more attention to recently is whether strats can like leave certain leave good scoring opportunities later on in the level. Because I think especially in nights is actually a big benefit. For example, I think there's 10-2 where you can. Oh, by the way, for this level, I do that specific glint shot because the 2 greens are guaranteed to be in the positions they are. So, with that pixel shot, I can get a turn 1 spooky ball and make it so that it clears out a bit of like the wall in the middle before before the spooky ball actually happens. Uh-oh. That's way too dank. Yeah, I shared it quite a while ago, actually. Oh, I think after the run, I want to show you all something. Oh, you know what I'm gonna say, Butcher. You should do EGM. Actually, you should reset this. Basically, in this level, can be really mean if you get a lot of oranges on the bottom row. Because in part it is because of Tula's power. Basically, Tula will collect 20% of all remaining oranges when you use the power, which is really strong. But what can happen is, if those oranges are all pretty high up, it leaves a big block of blues that you're gonna have to dig through. Dig through later on. So some of the decision making in the Tula section is going to be based on can I make sure that the greens actually clear areas that I don't need to dig through later. So, yeah, this is Huey. Y'all have to say hi to Huey, otherwise he's gonna kill the run, and we're all gonna be sad. I would have cried so hard if I clipped this brick. So yeah, this strat looks a bit slow. A lot of getting this level well is kinda depends on how well you're able to deal with these moving rings. Since fun fact, moving objects are kinda hard to hit when you're going fast. And it's exceptionally hard to get a consistent bounce off of them. So yeah, in a lot of levels where there's like moving blocks, I kind of try to like focus on collecting those moving blocks first. Because even if I get unlucky and have a lot of static packs left with fewer balls, they're easy to sort of like collect one at a time, which is slow, but it's often better than dying and having to play the level again. In my case, I like to play relatively safely and go for the slower, sloppy clears, even if it loses me a bit of time. Obviously, since this is kind of a marathon, I kind of have to play it safe sometimes. But a lot of other runners will just tend to play full risk, which is a pretty reasonable strategy. If you I guess a lot of you can do the math a bit, I guess. Typically, if you a slow clear is like 1:30, and if you die quickly and then beat a level, dude, of course I get a really weird multi-ball here. So far my luck hasn't been great, so there's a good chance this is gonna be my first death. Unfortunately, I'm also not seeing a lot of opportunity to like go for a more careful clear. That didn't work. Unfortunately, that brick's gonna be in. Oh, nice. Phew. Yeah, I'm glad that one worked so well. So this level is kind of interesting. Back in the oldie days, we didn't have good strats for it, and it was considered like probably top 5 hardest levels. Thanks for the H-man picking. But while the you may have seen what setups we did go for, and they don't look very impressive, but in like a very sneaky way, they do end up sort of help in opening up the tough bits of the level, which is usually the side areas. So now we get this level pretty consistently with a pretty inconspicuous strat, which is pretty interesting. So now here for one of the most annoying levels in the run, I would say. Yeah, most people use a strat made by Satan. I use a combination of a shot that I found from Phoenix's document on the left, and an old Panaha strat on the right side. And that ends up working great for me. Dude, that was wicked. I guess more than anything, Phoenix's strats tend to be very intimidating. Because there's like kind of weird setups. A lot of the time, it's what's actually interesting is that basically a lot of runners nowadays kind of use Phoenix's strat for 11-2. Even though I think it was Foe that rediscovered them, essentially. But yeah, a lot of the harder notation actually corresponds to something like what happens in that level. Where you kind of do tap strats all the way from the edge to make sure that you can line them up from the edge in a way that's consistent. Okay, so I didn't get this correctly. Oh well. What do I go for? Let's do this. That still falls in there, so the bucket doesn't work here. Alright, that's a solid combination, I guess. I really needed that extra ball, thank you. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so that was mostly sloppy because I messed up the strat, which is kind of unfortunate. So here, even though this strat is kind of slow, basically not doing them tends to be incredibly janky. Because after, I suppose I should show what the Cinder's powers does before continuing explaining this, but like in this case, it has worked out quite well, but yeah, I lost my train of thought. That happens if you try to talk while doing the run. So a lot of the times with these fireballs, I like to go for rather precise precise fireball setups. Usually on all of these levels, I know beforehand what I want to do with fireball. So for example, I do this to collect a column like that. And then usually this kind of setup gives you this nice slide. Let's try this. Nice. So in this case, I went for both fireballs down below, because I could already kind of tell from the layout that sort of shot that gets stuck there is pretty consistent. So I could already tell that I wouldn't leave any oranges down in the on the right. Alright, so this level is really annoying because it turns out that there's 3 oranges down here that are forced to always be orange. So I use that pixel shot in order to collect a few of them. This bottom one, if things are hairy, then I can use a bit of a trick to get it. Oh, what is this Zen ball doing? So, Zen ball, what it does is it basically simulates a bunch of shots. And, basically when you aim, it simulates a bunch of, like, nearby shots. And then it will pick, the one with the best score. Which is a pretty important fact, that it goes for score because of the point boost. A lot of the time, like this time, it kind of got distracted by the point boost, and so it didn't end up doing what I wanted it to do. You can hit this, but I'm not succeeding at it. I use 4 taps. I think it's because Panaha mentioned it once, but I'm not sure how necessary it is to do exactly 4 taps. Ugh, this is so weird. I'm kind of feeling there's a lot of commentary tax on my pace. Like, I find it incredibly hard to actually play well while talking. That was a bit ballsy, going for that, hoping it would work out. Since I'm pretty sure I could have gone for a free boss kill there. Another funny glint. So this is a really janky level to play with Who. I want to get this pixel shot so I can... of course I didn't get it. If you get it right, then it opens up sort of both sides of this shape. In this case, I got pretty lucky. The level tends to be really hard if you don't get it to open up early. I don't have the second Zen ball, so I don't need it. But I don't really need it. So yeah, most levels in this game are pretty fun to play. I don't want this. And then there's Zenfrog. Zenfrog is basically a lottery. There's like... You can play the odds a little bit to sort of do things that have like slightly better shots at... slightly better chance at like clearing the level nicely. But for the most part, you're just... There's like all these moving packs that you have to deal with. There's... you're just kind of dependent on the luck of the draw. On whether the level's going to be beatable or not. In this case, I got quite far before the first two Zen balls, so it's looking alright. So this level is pretty interesting. It has probably the strongest single strat in the entire run. Looks like I got it. So you're gonna see something wicked. That strat was found by Poetry Strat. Pretty strong runner. Who sometimes does a bit of strat hunting. When he does, he tends to find absolute bangers like this. I don't know how he does it. Yeah, and that's true. He also found R25. I got a really weird shape for this level that ended up working out super favorably for me. This level tends to be a bit slow if you don't know how to get it really well. Unfortunately, this level also sucks. most of the time you're gonna have to do a bunch of shots through the portal, which is a really unique skill that I tend to not be that good at compared to many other runners. So for me, this level tends to be just impossibly janky. Thankfully, this time I've got Sandball to help me quite nicely. This can also happen if you... I'm almost gonna say Helios is a lot better at this than I am. At least when the run doesn't die in Helios' case, he is a lot faster out of it. Like, he usually gets like a minute flat, which is incredibly hard. So this level, it's a lot of simply knowing which angles tend to get in the right regions of the level. Which I happen to be really good at. And in this level, I also do a very unusual strategy. It is rather precise, so... Nice. I got the second shot not perfectly. If you get it perfectly, you can clear out, like... all but like 10 of the packs of the Helix. Hey, it's a PB. Let's go. Was Helios this time?